Welcome back, guys. This is Get Nerdy MTG. I am the Possum, and this is the pumpkin my son accidentally grew in the backyard. Today we're going to take another look at Innistrad double feature. This set was released back in January of this year. Short version of the explanation of this product. We had Innistrad Crimson Vow. Well, first we had Innistrad Midnight Hunt, which was Innistrad's a very gothic plane. A lot of vampires, a lot of werewolves. The Midnight Hunt of the set was a more vampire-centered, whereas Crimson Vow, I should have gotten my knife to open this box, so excuse me one moment. But Midnight Hunt was more centered around werewolves. Crimson Vow was more centered around vampires. And sadly enough, this plastic is kicking my butt. But double feature was those two sets shoved into one box with special artwork, all black and white, supposed to have kind of a old horror movie type aesthetic. Oddly enough, the rares in this set in some cases are absolutely insane value-wise. Or sorry, not the rares, the foils of various rarities. Most expensive card in this set at this time is still the Meat Hook Massacre, with the regular version being around $57. The foil sitting at an astounding $212. There are 5 uncommons that meet our $1 threshold, most expensive of which being Play with Fire, sitting at about $290. The foil is around $630. We also have 2 commons, being Consider, which is sitting at about $4 for the regular and $28 for the foil. That just absolutely blows my mind. But the other common we'll be looking for is Ancestral Anger, around $1.30 for the regular printing, or $2.60 for the foil. You know, a doubler, as far as the foil, is not, that unheard of. But for a $4 common to be worth $28 in foil just seems crazy to me. But like I said, we'll just flip through the commons with the exception of the Considers and Ancestral Angers. Let's see how we come out on this. Okay. Nothing notable commons in the first pack. Into our uncommons, we've got a Stromkirk Blood Thief. At some point I will be able to speak, I promise. Nebelgast Intruder. Ancient Lumberknot. Circle of Confinement. In our first rare, we have a Vanquish the Horde, followed by a Dream Shackle Geist. And our first foil is the Nebelgast Beguiler. Take a quick look here. It looks like, okay, for each pack, I'm going to say we will have 2 uncommons from the Midnight Hunt, as well as 2 uncommons for the Crimson Vow, and then a rare of each from each set. And then we'll have 1 foil out of each pack that could be any rarity, either set. For the commons, it looks like, yep, for the commons, we're going to have 4 from Midnight Hunt, as well as 4 from Crimson Vow. On to pack 2. Like I said, we're just looking for Consider or Ancestral Anger. And, okay. Into the uncommons. Dawnheart Wardens. Turn the Earth. Uncommons for the Crimson Vow. We have Reclusive Taxidermist. And a Markov Retribution. For our rares, we've got the Denic Pious Apprentice and a Runo Stromkirk. Foil rare in Tovalar's Huntmaster. Yes, this was one of the transforming cards that was able to transform back and forth as it became day or night. For those that haven't seen the other videos concerning that mechanic and did not play when this set was out, when you cast, in this case, this creature is day bound. So if it is neither day nor night, when you cast this creature, it becomes day. If it is already night, when you cast this creature, he comes in on the night-bound side. It transforms from day to night or night to day based on the number of spells the active player casts last turn. Okay. Still not seeing any of our Considers or Ancestral Angers, but we are just a few cards in, or a few packs in, but we've got a Scab Wrangler, Grizzly Ghoul, Markov Purifier, Restless Bloodseeker. In our rares, we have the Curse of Surveillance, Gaia or Kaya Ghost Hunter. And our rare is the Pointed Discussion. Got a Foul Play, Chaplain of Arms, Screaming Swarm, Griffwing Cavalry. And our rares, we have Sereth the Viper's Fang and a Path of Peril. Our foil is the Twin Blade Geist. This had the Disturb mechanic, which was another one for the return of the Innistrad sets, be it the Crimson Vow, the Midnight Hunt, and then the double feature. You cast this as a creature. At some point it dies, or if it just ends up in your graveyard by some other means, you may cast it for its Disturb cost from there, in this case 2 and a white, and it enters transformed. In this case, comes in as an aura, so you put it on a creature. If this enters your graveyard from this side, it is exiled and gone forever. Voldaren Ambusher, Delver of Secrets, got an Undead Butler, and a Soul Cipher board. Our rares, we have the Celestis and a Storm Carved Coast. This cycle of lands is actually very good. This is not the cycle I was thinking. I was thinking of ones that enter tapped unless you have 2 or more opponents. In this case, it's if you have 2 or more other lands, it comes in untapped. Our foil for the pack is a Tavern Smasher. I am noticing that these cards I'm not seeing as much with the off-centering as with the last box of this that I opened. And I may have just called that uncentering. I meant off-center, if I did, just because I don't think uncentering is a word. But the last box I opened was really bad as far as off-center cards. I've actually got quite a few of those from that box in my misprint binder. Contortionist Troop, Ritual of Hope, Whispering Wizard, a Sanguine Statuette. Our rares, we have a Graveyard Trespasser and a Dig Up. For the foil, we have a Blessed Defiance. And a little bent corner on the Defiance. Have a Moon Sliver Key, or Moon Silver Key. Gavany Dawn Guard. Arm the Cathars. Have a Bramble Worm. And a Light Up the Night. This is our first rare. This one's for the Midnight Hunt, half of this set. Followed by the Crimson Vow, Ulvenwald Oddity. And our foil is a Hero's Downfall. I'm actually liking the foiling in this set, how it's a little on the subtle side. It just kind of adds to the whole gothic, dark and somewhat brooding, mysterious. I have a teenage daughter, so dark, brooding, and mysterious I'm somewhat used to now, but still interesting. Diregraph Rebirth. Seize the Storm. Followed by Wandering Mind. And a Voltaic Visionary. Our rares, we have the Lisa, Forgotten Archangel, and a Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Our foil, we have the Blood Pact. And this foil is pretty scratched up. I don't know if the camera's showing that or not. Not enough to be considered a misprint, more of just probably light play, even though it has never been played. Okay. Have an Infernal Grasp, Phantom Carriage, followed by a Fell Stinger, and a Runebound Wolf. Our rares, we have the Curse of Silence, and an Inspired Idea. We've got another foil rare, Vanquish the Horde. This one doesn't seem to be scratched up like that last foil. We're roughly a third into this box. I don't think there's been anything crazy so far. The foil Vanquish the Horde might be our best one so far. But we have a Purifying Dragon, Sunset Revelry, a Vile Spawn Spider, and an Oakshade Stalker. Another land, the Haunted Ridge, and a mythic Necroduality, followed by a foil Blood Tithe Harvester. Yeah, I would say if it's not the full rare we pulled so far, it would be the 2 lands as far as value. We've got our first Consider. Like I said, this is a common that's right now worth market value about $4. A Winterhorn or Winterthorn Blessing, Vengeful Strangler, Blood Hypnotist, and a Laid to Rest. Rare, we have Burn Down the House, and a Falconwrath Forbearer. Very dark foil. Like I said, I'm not even sure if the camera is showing this as foil, but this is a Pax Betrayal. A Brood Weaver, Flame Channeler, Wedding Security, and a Brine Comber. Rares, we have actually in this case the Mythic, we have the Consuming Blob, and then a Voice of the Blessed. Our foil is the Angelic Quartermaster. Haven't opened a ton of this product yet, but I've not seen any of the meat hooks. I think that so far in all of this that I've opened, I pulled a foil of the Thraben. I forget exactly what that card was. Let's see. I pulled a non-foil in this pack, and I'm now extremely curious to remember exactly what that card was. Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. The foil version of this, when I pulled it, was around, I think, $20. But I get sidetracked easily. So back at it, we're still in our commons. Have a Lunar Frenzy, a Fading Hope, Pack Song Pup, and a Boarded Window. For the rares, we have a Croaking Counterpart, and an Investigator's Journal, and our foil, Wretched Throng. Rite of Oblivion, Death Bonnet Sprout, Lunar Rejection, and a Sawblade Slinger. Another Mythics, Guardian Savior. And a Tauren's Fist of the Angels. Our foil, Vampire Socialite. I don't remember exactly how much I got this box for, but I want to say on TCG right now they're running around 160, 170-ish. So it's possible, you know, we could pull the foil meat hook and it pays for the entire box all by itself. We have a Defend the Celestis, followed by a Mystic Skull, Resistance Squad, and a Radiant Grace. Our rares, Jadar, Ghoulcaller of Nephalia, and a Kessig Wolf Rider. Our foil, Heron of Hope. Root Coil Creeper, Ghoulish Procession, followed by a Lantern of the Lost, and an Ullenbach Escort. Our rares, Slogurk the Overslime, and a Concealing Curtains, with a foil, Dormant Grove. And this one is a little off-center top to bottom. We're about 2/3 of the way into the box so far, with a Vivisection, Sunrise Cavalier, Thirst for Discovery, Arch Ghoul of Thraben, Suspicious Stowaway. Rares, we have a Glorious Sunrise. Actually, the Suspicious Stowaway was our first rare. Then we have a Glorious Sunrise and a foil Neonate's Rush. Seven packs to go. With an obsessive astronomer, Outland Liberator, have a Crawling Infestation, and a Parasitic Grasp. Our rares, Catilda Dawnheart Prime, and a Demonic Bargain, with the foil being Contortionist Troop. Arcane Infusion, Borrowed Time, Cartographer's Survey, and a Frenzied Devils. Our rares, Champion of the Perished, and a Catilda Dawnheart Martyr, with the foil being full common dire strain brawler, which enters, wait a minute, they had this card upside down in the pack, because the daybound side is always the side you would actually cast. That's, I guess you would consider the main side of the card. 5 mana for a 4/5, that when it does become night and this gets to transform, it becomes a 6/6 with vigilance. Has vigilance even when it's on the 4/5 side. Have a Sacred Fire. Not sure what kind of animal that is. Dawnheart Mentor. Blood Tithe Harvester. Have a Gutter Skulker. Into our rares, we have the Sludge Monster. And an Odric Bloodcurst. Our foil, another Chaplain of Arms, and here's another one that is off center, top to bottom. Got our first Ancestral Anger, unless I've missed another copy of it. To the Wedding Invitation. Uncommons, we have the Corpse Cobble. Field of Ruin. Rending Flame. And a Bloodsworn Squire. Rares for the Memory Deluge, and a Voldarin Estate. Our foil is actually a rare again. This is the Voldarin Bloodcaster. This card also transforms, but not based on day or night. This, if you create a blood token, well, it says whenever you create a blood token, if you control 5 or more, transform. So it becomes a 3/3 with flying. Beginning combat on your turn. Up to 1 target blood token you control becomes a 2/2 black bat. Odric's Outrider. Dryad's Revival. The Crimson Vow side of the set, we have a Geistlight Snare and a Skulking Killer. Our rares, Brutal Cathar and a Toxrill the Corrosive as a mythic. Foil, we have the Candlelit Cavalry. Next pack, we have a non-foil Candlelit Cavalry. I have a Dreadhound. It's a demon dog. It's what some people call ox, but he's a good boy. This guy looks like he's a good boy too. Heirloom mirror. Have an angelic quartermaster and a wash away. Rares. Augur of Autumn and a Dorothea Vengeful Victim. Foil. It's foil rare. Curse of Hospitality. Okay, last pack. Blade stitched scab. Overwhelmed activist or archivist. Vampire's vengeance. And an alluring suitor. Rares, we have a galvanic iteration, followed by a curse of hospitality. And the last foil in this box is a wedding invitation. Well, that's it for today. Like I said, we'll get into the editing, see just how bad it is. You know, maybe with some luck with the few foil rares we pulled, maybe it's not a complete and absolute total loss. Definitely didn't see anything that was, you know, just jumped out as value, but that's typically the way it goes when you do make money off of a booster box. It's just sheer luck. Yeah, it's going to happen occasionally. But if the box was always worth more than what you're paying for it, I pretty much guarantee you the box would cost more to begin with. In any case, like I said, that's it for today. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. Also, feel free to like, share, and comment. If you want notifications of when content is posted, just hit the bell for notifications. Although typically now our schedule, we're going to try to do a video of some sort every Sunday as well as Wednesday. We'll also be starting the new series. I believe we're going to be calling it Cracking with Coley. The thoughts that pop up throughout these videos are usually that of my wife. She is not a Magic fan. She knows a little bit about how to play. Definitely not as into it as I am. But the basic concept there is she's going to open some random booster packs and give you her take as an outsider looking in. So you guys look forward to that. In any case, we'll talk to y'all next time. Have a good day.